Assassination Classroom Season 2, Episode 13.
僕らの圧勝に終わった。けど、それを良しとしない理事長先生が
Disapproving is a nice word for that.
私の教育の礎の一つとなってください。
No thanks. Koro Sensei just cannot say no to a challenge. Sometimes it's okay to say no. You don't have to agree to people's games. That's what Hunter x Hunter taught us. Oh, nailed it. I mean, it was social studies.
この問題集シリーズ、ほぼほぼ
He has the textbooks memorized? Wow. That saved his life.
私が持ってきた問題集な。
Right, also math does not
たまたま
serve itself well to memorization.
まさか日本中すべての問題集を覚えました。
No, you're thinking way too small. It's all of them. Every book. He is unrivaled.
私を分かってくれていると思っていましたが、教え子の敗北で心を乱したようですね。安易な暗殺であなたは自分自身の首を絞めた。
Looks a lot more confident this episode. I guess we needed that cliffhanger.
あなたの番です。
And it's English.
どうですか?
The subject's so hard. Even the writers of the show cannot master. Even with all the time to research.
その完璧な脳裏に何が映って
I mean, I know he's gonna save him or help him or not let him die, but this is pretty fun. What kind of a student were you? Oh, principal flashback would be really interesting. Where does this come from? Because, I mean, he definitely became a person. You know, he became a very distinct human being. Something happened. Or it's when he was an early teacher. They call him sensei. And why does it look like it's in the same school building? He himself was teaching E-class. Maybe he used to really care passionately about education and his kids, and he got shafted because of the cruelty of the system. And so he came to the conclusion, my values are pointless if I don't win. So I may as well win. What good is it being a kind-hearted person if you're not helping anyone? And so he became a bad person. The end of my fanfic. I feel the good so passionately in my heart that I will achieve it by any means possible, no matter what kind of evil I leave in my wake.
二人の怪物が同じ学校で教鞭を取った。
Accurate.
一人は強さを悔いたから。一人は弱さを悔いたから。
Yeah, this framing again.
池田君、今日も私を倒せなかったね。
I understand why we're trying to assassinate Koro Sensei. Why are we trying to assassinate Asano Sensei?
相変わらず化け物だな、浅野先生は。
Why does the kid just get to take a whack at his teacher with a ruler and get away with it? Better luck next time hitting me with this ruler.
なんでこんな山の上の廃校を借りて塾なんて始めたの?
He had a vision once.
一流大学出てすごい資格も取ってんでしょ?
才能とお金の無駄遣いな気がします。
Gee, thanks. It's for you.
お金はこの塾赤字でしょ?
心配ないよ、森さん。
My stocks. I'll just pay it off with my stocks.
才能あるから適当にやっても稼げるんだ。今月はプラス50万くらいかな。
I mean, that is really cool. I mean, I think that's one of the biggest benefits of having a confident money supply is you can just start doing the things you actually are really passionate about. It's not to buy stuff, because that cliche thing of you can't buy happiness is true. But like you can buy the things that are occupying your time and energy and constraining your freedom so that you actually can do the things that really do make you happy. But critically, you need that thing. And then like the follow-up question there is, couldn't you also pursue those things even without full financial freedom? And the answer often is yes. So like the money is kind of an excuse in the meantime in a lot of cases. Also, just knowing Asian stocks, he would not say in the black, he would say in the red, because red is up. I mean, he probably didn't mention colors at all. You may be perfect, but you're also awesome.
簡単だよ。いい生徒に育ってくれればいい。
What went wrong, Asano? What went wrong?
池田君は元気がいい。森さんは要領がいい。
This is very Nagisa and recently Karma.
教える私は全てのいいを熟知している必要がある。必要だから完璧になったに過ぎないんだ。
He has a blazing fire in his heart.
私塾の滑り出しは上々だった。
So we're on the original campus before we upgraded.
私の志す
And this seems very generous, you know, it's like, I really want to do service and have kids do well.
塾終わったらすぐこれだ。
He's got a lot of goodness.
池田君、いい夢だ。
First, you gotta beat me in basketball. How about some hoops? It's amazing.
まだ君には備わってない実力を私は持っている。同じように君のいいところを誰しもが持っているわけじゃない。
ごめんな、長井。いいよ。
誰しも欠点はある。
But our faults can become our strengths.
私は全力で考えて授業に当たった。
This is really interesting. It's cool to get this look at him.
生徒たちはよくついてきてくれた。
And then calamity struck. What was the calamity?
クヌギの葉っぱ型のネクタ
And
イ
they really loved him too.
みんなでお金出して
Unlike
使
now,
ったんだ。
where they just fear him.
株の儲けからしたらはした金だろうけどさ。
But it means so much more to me.
昨日も700万稼いだ。
That's it?
すでに十分だ。本当にいい生徒に育てて
We were there once. We were really there once.
私の経歴や実績を見て、子供たちを預けてくれる親も増えた。 3年が経つ頃には塾は大盛況になっていった。
I mean, this would be sort of like the peak, right? This is another character's conclusion story if they've arrived here and they've realized that the best thing they can do is service to the world in the way they know how to provide service, to make the world a better place, and that itself is its own reward. That is a beautiful North Star. And it shines so brightly that he becomes perfect by necessity, which is one of my long-running points coming from shows like My Hero Academia and Haikyuu. Or if you have it that vividly, that will sort of make it a logical necessity and obvious what you have to do, and you will overcome the things that are obstacles. So it seems like this would sort of have to be a questioning of that North Star, shifting the orientation and losing the goal, forgetting what we're here for.
池田君、久しぶりだね。
Help me, I'm in jail.
なわけねえだろ。教え通り思いやりの塊になったっつうの。忙しそうだし、またかけるわ。
What kind of trouble are you into?
うまい飯でもおごってよ。
I made another 80 million today. Okay, he hung up too quickly. Couldn't get that off.
立ち寄ってみるか。
Uh-oh. He died?
自殺ですってよ。
What? Oh.
中学の頃から評判の優しい子
We
に
want
なっ
to.
てた
We
けど
need to make them stronger. I was too soft on them.
私は一体何を教えてきたんだ。いい生徒に育てるだと。3年で死ぬのがいい生徒だったと言え
Oh,
る
this is
のか。
just pain.
強い生徒に育てなければ何の意味もなかったんだ。
This is horrible. Sympathy for the principal. One element of this, something we've seen in the show presented earlier as your weaknesses can become your strengths, which I love. I mean, I firmly believe that. I love the idea. But that is not a line, it's a circle or a pendulum. So, like, your strengths could also become your weaknesses. And at any given moment throughout your life, you can fluctuate on where exactly you are in that range. The principal is someone who can solve everything and do anything he sets his mind to. And so, like, his first instinct is that it's his fault and he's going to solve for the problem of, like, this issue, this student being bullied and there being cruelty and the kid tragically taking his own life. Way overestimating his own role and culpability in it, if that makes sense. It just feels like a grief-stricken rationale overall. There's nothing he can do about this tragedy, but he needs to do something. This does seem like evidence towards a theory I've had for a while, where actually Class E is really the class. Like, they're the focus from the beginning. The fact that they are occupying the place he started, and they are the ones that are the most punished.
ならば強いとは何なのか。
Yeah, what is strong?
あらゆる強さを学び尽くした。
Alright, this ties in with the whole martial arts
私
thing.
の生徒を殺した男たちは言葉巧みにギャンブル中毒の
Sabotage
廃止
their
に
lives.
導いた。洗脳の技術は
I turn myself into a weapon.
私の弱さの象徴だったあの校舎は弱者への見せしめの場所にした。強く
And his soul is stuck in that building. He's like
い
haunting
ざ
it.
となれば他人を生贄にしてでも自分だけは生き残れる強い生徒。
Who's really being sacrificed here?
弱者も強者も私の元から去ってゆき目の前には死だけが残った。
You did choose a very dramatic game to play.
最後の一冊を開きますか。
Just a minute, I'm almost finished with my flashback.
死にたくなきゃ潔く負けを認めちまえよ。
I mean, I feel like in the mind state he's in, he will do it.
この校舎から離れるのは寂しいけど、私たちはコロ先生についていき
Yeah,
ます
like we literally can study in the forest at this point, after all we've
ど
been
こか
through.
の山奥にこもってでも。
It's really touching, yeah.
いつも私の教育
Probably because
の
they're the reminder of what he's left behind.
ここまで正面切って歯向かわれたのは
The reflection of his former self.
あなたがもし地球を滅ぼすならそれでもいいんですよ。地球がなくなれば結末は全員平等に訪れる。
Is this strength?
不利益を被ることもない。
At least it's equal.
それは
We haven't lost.
私の教育の一つの理想だ。
No one can say they were better than us. Yeah, we saved them. Of course.
私の脱皮をお忘れですか。
月に
Your
一度の
punishment is to live and to make
なぜ
amends.
それを自分に使わなかった。
Saving it for you, of course. Silly.
私が賭けに勝てば、あなたは間違いなく
Yeah, I like how there's no
被爆を
doubt.
選ぶでしょう
Like, it's so clear he would be the one to blow himself up by his own wager.
私の行動が断言できる
I。mean, he does have a very consistent ethic. He's not without his gifts. And the cool thing about that cycle between strengths and weaknesses is that your strength can become your weakness, and then again, your weakness can turn into a strength. And the second time around, it can be even more refined because you've like tested it. You've tested a weakness out. You've allowed it to evolve. You know, like I care so much about the kids and about service. 2, I care this much, and yet it can still go wrong this terribly. Well, then I'll just do whatever it takes to prevent this from happening. 2, again, I care so much, I have to revisit what actually is right. I can take this caring. I can really love the students and I can root for the best for them. And I can give everything I have to try to make a better life for them. But now I can like also incorporate some humility, some respect for their agency and choices. I can let go of my own ego and self-identity in it and let them be themselves. And simultaneously, I can do my best to help them and protect them.
お互いに意地っ張りで
Tentacle
教育バカ。自分の命を使ってでも教育の完成を目指すでしょう。 テストの間に昔のあなたの塾の生徒に聞いてきま
Oh,
し
you know our
た。
backstory. We are very, very similar.
まとまった人数が揃っているから、同じ境遇を共有してるから、試練にも団結して耐えられる。一人で溜め込まず相談できる。
It's amazing that he gave credit to the students for that.
あなたなのですよ。結局、あなたは昔描いた理想の教育を無意識に続けていたん
In
で
the
す。
same building.
人間の命を奪えと教えるわけがない。
I'm glad we made that clear.
私はあなたの理想は同じです。殺すのではなく、生かす教育。
It's the opposite of Assassination Classroom.
一日に一度いつでも先生を攻撃していい。
Oh, is this
当てら
why?
れたらその日の授業はサボってもいいよ。
マジで約束できんの？
This is some unusual teaching, par for the course.
私の教育は常に正しい。この10年余りで強い生徒を数多く輩出してき
Yeah,
た。
I mean, also a lot of students will benefit from this.
私のシステムを認めたわけですし、恩情をもってこの E 組は存続させることとします。
He's still wearing the pin.
私もやりに来ていいですかね。
もち
We
ろん
can all
です。
benefit from Kuro Sensei's teachings. And now we have to have the same sort of thing with. Oh, here he is!
この傷の慰謝料プラス英語ランクの
This is gonna take some time.
負けまくった父親を慰めてやろうと思いまして
Well, this is an opening, it's an invitation to eat together.
DV だと訴えて法廷で戦ってもいいんだよ。君がどんなに成長しても永久に私には勝てはしない。
なぜそう言い切れます？
私も成長を続けるからだ。教師として親としてね。
That wasn't like as heartwarming to me personally as I think maybe it was intended to be. I mean, it's nice. There's some nice stuff in there. But like, it was pretty cold. But the continuously growing thing is cool. It's an admission of his son's growth and belief in him, and an admission that he's not perfect and he's still growing. I was thinking about them recently, about the parent and child stuff, about how if someone looms large in your mind, I understand the desire to live up to them or surpass them, do better than them. But that is a doomed game from the start. Firstly, it's the wrong game. And secondly, because it's the wrong game, you will actually almost always lose even that game. Because you can never beat someone at being a better them than they are, because they are them by definition. They just have you beat on that. It's who they are. You can't have more water than the ocean, you know? But then the good news is that also is true for you. I mean, you can be the best possible you. I mean, that's worth the energy and effort. That sounds really cliche and corny, but I just happen to think it's correct, and I think that is an amazing focus. Sano is never going to beat his father on his father's terms, because his father invented his terms, you know, and his father created the game, and he's excellent at it, and he has way more years of practice at it. But as a viewer, it's clear Asano can do anything he wants to. He has no lack of ability. What he needs is just some autonomy of spirit and independence and self-directedness.
ところで先生、テストのご褒美は？
にゃ
It's its own reward.
意外とパワーがないんです。スピードに特化しすぎていて、特に静止状態だと触手一本なら人間一人でも
Yeah, he's never
抑えら
seemed
れる。
particularly powerful like with his limbs.
可能なの分かってて教えただろ。
ダメですかね。容量はヌタウナギをつかむ感覚です。
Draw a circle, then draw the rest of the freaking
俺ら
owl.
これから受験だって時に
Another festival? Is it my birthday?
短期間でセリフや段取りをきっちり覚えこなす訓練
No, way to suck all the life out of it.
すごい子供に受けて
Oh
た
yeah, I
よ。
remember.
私は
中学生には通じねえだろ。幼児体系のやつに感情移入できねえもんな。
私は小道具でもやりたいな。
Getting right to work. That is the Class E way,
脚本は狭間が適任か。
naturally.
で主役は
主役やりたい。
やれるわけねえだろ。
Student play.
そもそも大の大人が出しゃばってくんじゃねえや。だって先生劇の主役だし。
Do we know how old he is? We don't, right?
本校舎の奴らを興奮の渦
Main
に
camp is Mooks? Excuse me?
さーて、お次はいい。
Are we already? We just skip right to the play?
桃です。電波エコーで
It's very
測定
artsy.
しました。これの中で胎児が育っているような。
It's just like me, for real. Using fruit as characters.
マスコミが飛びつかないわけがねえ。見せ物にすりゃ俺は一生大金持ちだ。
When does that happen for me?
離婚届です。
Oh.
30年の結婚生活で2人の
I'm
間
a little bit lost. I lost the plot somewhere. The Peach is pregnant? Why is the Peach pregnant? And my man was about to put Peach Baby in a museum? Or sell it?
まるで洗濯に行った川のよう。2人の空間の息苦しさは山の芝を燃やして出た CO2 のよ
All of these lines are like metaphors.
婚姻関係はとうの昔に破綻しており
I have a lot of questions about the peach, but I guess it's just the MacGuffin.
生活費もずいぶん前から入れておらず証拠もすべて揃ってい
Oh,
ま
he's
した
been
おじいさん
living it
の
up
裁判で勝ち目
with
はあり
karaoke
ませんで
girls.
した
And illegal drugs, the worst sin of all.
おばあさんの人生は桃とともに今始まった
It gave birth to diamonds?
私たち人間の心の中にあるのか
We're talking a lot of different elements here.
生まれてくる桃の子にもいつしか
Peach, Jesus.
鬼が宿るのでしょうか
I gotta get to this. This is an intriguing story.
主役主役
Got a big heart.
どこまでもいい組は
How dare they make me feel?
あの E 組は
Still, after all this, after all our reflections,
防衛省
I guess we
か
have
ら
more
聞
to
いた
grow.
限りの情報と
Oh, this. Yeah, this is
ここ
correct.
での私自身の体験から
This can only end in tragedy.
次に何が起こるのか予測がつく
Well, there's still a way.
かつてなく大きな嵐が
We
過ぎ
can
た後
kill him without killing him, if you know what I
あな
mean?
たはまだ
It's not even really assassination. Oh, this feels like it's the beginning of the end, which I don't like. What the hell was that Peach story? I don't get it. There's a lot to chew on there. I feel like it was only part one. I also don't understand the references made. The best I can do on first watch is something like how goodness is something that needs to be constantly protected and is never fully safe. And it's like up to people who can see its beauty to fight for it and protect it, even though there are always temptations for corruption and for self-serving needs. A big recurring theme, especially in this later arc, is like the comparison of self-centeredness versus seeing yourself as connected to an extension of the world and how two different frameworks play out. This was represented in Asano and Karma's split interpretations of the exam problem, where Asano, in the style of his father, is like, through the force of power and will, I can overcome all obstacles and achieve glory for myself. Whereas Karma sees himself as but a part of the whole, and a lot of the value and utility of doing well at all is connected to the gift it gives to others, which you might say is similar for the principal in Koro-sensei up to this point. For the principal, it's sort of like an extension of his own greatness and his role to kind of command the world and solve all of its problems, which leads to all sorts of dark places. Whereas Koro-sensei, I mean, he definitely has an ego, but it's not really reflected in his teaching style. He's able to keep it separate, and it really is for the kids. I mean, like, literally, nominally, it's going to come at the cost of his own life. Maybe there's something also to be said about faith you have in kids. There's so much risk in kids. You're creating a human life, which is such a tremendous thing, and there's so many ways it can go wrong. How can you knowingly bring someone into the world with that on the table? But then, you look at yourself, and you realize that you afford that to you, and you know your potential for both good and bad, and, you have a certain amount of faith, hopefully, that you can pull something out of it. Hopefully, you feel grateful for the opportunity. And so you can extend that faith, which it really is what it is. It's faith to people to live their own lives and do their best, and also be there in the capacity that you can healthily to support them and be good to them and be in service to others. But then, like, why do they do a pregnancy test on a peach? How does the story end? You would think that the birth of the peach would be where the story begins, as opposed to the focus on the divorce proceedings. It felt like the prologue to a very interesting story. Oh, is this going to be more Kunodon dragging? I'm here for it.
Now that he's served his purpose,
Speaking of
Inui
divorce.
Elsa's beloved mascot has been transferred to E-Class.
It'll be good for you. You'll learn a lot.
Yeah, that's right. I used to
Kunodon really let himself go. See ya later, loser. Enjoy child support. Kunodon, the real villain of the show. But can he amend his ways by the season finale? Kunodon is the last to get the memo. We can save Kunodon, but we can't save... Well, we did save those high school students. That's good. Kunodon really is the last one. He's the only one we have yet to save. Actually, that's not true. We have to save Koro-sensei.